Okay, so I'm back in the trading. I'm trying out a new broker here. And I just transferred all the scripts I wrote over to this broker, and this broker is going to let me trade inside the spread. And how do I know that? Because I'm going to go up here, right mouse click here, and I'm going to say trading new order. And if I put pending in here, as long as it says 0 pips here, I know I'm good. So I'm trading on TradeWise demo. The spread is 2.9. Not too tight. So I'm waiting to get filled on some limits I just launched. Somebody asked me, comment my last video. I've been trading for more than 3 years on a daily basis. Read many books. I have a university degree and I can speak Japanese. I think I have a decent IQ, yet I struggle to follow you when you explain the way you trade. Just wanted to let you know that at least for me, it's hard to understand what you explain. Yeah, I guess I'm talking too fast maybe, and I guess I'm assuming a lot of stuff. I'm assuming. I guess I never know how. Like I said, I never know who I'm talking to now. In the beginner world, this is actually the template I imported from the last video I did. So this is just a simple Heikin-Ashi, smooth Heikin-Ashi, trailing behind the price here. So there's not too much to explain here. I'm just trading one currency pair. So since I programmed the keyboard now, well, not the keyboard, but I do have the hotkeys here. So I'm running. These are hand placed limits, right? So the limit grids that are in the it's in Hightail there. I don't know if they show all the spaces, but it's on the video. I'll just repost them. But these are limit grids. Not much to explain here, actually. I think what's happening is what I'm saying is so simple that people say, well, there must be more to that. I don't understand what you're doing. I remember the first time I took a martial arts class and they were showing me how to do a punch, and I'm like, well, okay. And I would wait for the guy to keep explaining it. I keep going, right? Like, it certainly can't be that easy. It can't be that simple. So it's too simple. I think this is the problem. I don't have a bunch of rules. There's another problem. Where's your checklist? Where's your rule list? I'm just gonna let's go. Right. So here I'm waiting for this is a 10 pip grid, and I'm just waiting for a pullback into the 10 pip spread. This ask line is the white line, and I'm waiting to get filled here. And these balls here represent the buy price, and you can make them into arrows if you just go from candle to here. So I don't know. It's, I guess, what people are expecting. They don't understand what I'm saying because I'm not speaking trade system speak or something. That could be another problem, right? I'm not using the classic lingo, like higher highs and all that stuff. I don't know. I've read many books. Another criticism I got was somebody said that that my system, that I wasn't a real trader, because real traders do all sorts of analysis. So I guess I'm not analyzing the market enough, and maybe because I don't have a harmonic scanner. I think I'm going to go down to the iMarkets live meeting Tuesday night and see if they're trying to sell a platform, iMarkets Live, with the harmonic scanner. But I figure people showing up there are trying to make money, but it's definitely difficult to try to speak to people that have a different language. I think that's probably one of the problems. I'm back in the other broker here. Now look at the spread here is 5.5 pips on the opening. See, this is why fixed pip brokers aren't so bad that are wide. Fixed pip and wide because you can trade there. So I know pendings here, but I wrote all the buy and sell sides here. Everything's symmetrical here on the, we have 10 cells, A through A, and these 10 are buys, and they're mirrored out. So This is the same take profit and stop. All the fives have the same take profit and stop. So just for the sake of execution, I'm going to launch I just launched key number 2 and 3. Now I'm going to go for 2 and 3 on the sell side. This should be a mirrored image. These are limits, and I don't seem to have, I'm missing a ticket there. This one's stacked up down here. This might be missing a trade there. So I should see them stacked up there. So what I do is open the editor, or just hit enter. Hit the enter keyboard, enter key on the keyboard. Bring this open, and the way to open them is to first I close all, and then what I'm going to do is open this one first, so that this is on the bottom. This is on the top. My sells are on the top. Let's just make sure I've got the right prices in here. Tile them horizontally, and these are the prices they should come in at for the entries. That looks right. I don't see any difference between those, so maybe it just didn't go in. Or the other one's wrong. So take a look at the keys number C2, the buy side. Open up A2. Tile these horizontally. Look for a discrepancy in here. That looks fine to me. Very fast server connection. I don't know. I don't see it. So what I do is, again, I can do it again now. It's not necessarily with real money. You don't want to do this, so this is why you need a demo. So let's see the symmetry of the, here's the sell. So that could be the fact, you know what it is? It's the spread so wide that it landed in a different place. That's what it is. The spread is so wide that the sells are based on the bid, but the exit's on the ask. Now you could change that. But so right here I'm standing in a hedge. I'm going to view the terminal. Sitting in a hedge position. We've gotten into these sells, and we're about to get filled in the buys, so we're short right now. So what I'm doing is I'm just trading. I'm not analyzing the market too much. It could go up or it could go down. This is what's the guy that can speak Japanese is having a problem with, because he's trying to make sense of what I'm doing from I guess a directional thing. Not that I'm not trading directionally, but I am just saying, hey, if it goes down, I want to buy it. If it goes up, I want to sell it. So I'm going to be testing this week the way these scripts are written. And the way they're written after, when I get to C4, these are going to be the stop keys. A4, C4, we start to trade stops. So let's put this up and view this horizontally, comparing this is the buy key, this is the sell key. Now these do last 15 minutes, and this is where you start babysitting the market. You want to sell? Hit this one. You're going to sell 8K, 1 pip below the bid. You're going to buy an 8K, 1 pip above the ask. So you want to bracket this thing. The market starts to get quiet. It's time to implement this trade plan. So I'm not just trading one trade plan either. That's why it's confusing. I'm taking multiple approaches. I'm not going to trade just candlesticks that look like hammers all day. To me, a hammer is just nothing but a doji in the end. Because if I go to the previous session, if I change the time frame, a hammer is going to be a doji. All it's saying is that the market went sideways. Open to close, the market's never changed. A 250 pip pin bar with an open and close within 10 pips of each other. What does that tell you? It tells you should have put sell limits in above and below, and you could have made a pile of money. When the market opened, you could have put in the sell limits, and by the close, you can already see by that one candle, you would have made money in that one time frame. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying blind trading. Now, this is just antithetical to anybody that has an IQ. Maybe if your IQ is too high, you can't see the forest for the trees. Speaking Japanese is a big help, because any other language is written in a different, they put importance on different things, and that's why the word was created. The word is attached to maybe an action as opposed to an object. In certain languages, it's symbolic language, you know, if you study linguistics and all that stuff. But that's the problem when trying to communicate my trading style. It's against the normal, I guess, idea of, well, you know, what's, like, where's your target? Well, the target is just going to be, if you want your ratios to be 2 to 1 or better, you just write everything 2 to 1 or better. Just trade it. I mean, I tripled an account using a 51% win rate. The rest of it's psychological. Do you want to, are you shitting your pants when you're in the market? Do you feel like you're missing out if you're not in the market? All that stuff comes up. And not realizing tomorrow you can make $1,000 if you know how to trade volatility. From not just volatility, but lack of volatility. So you're going from lack of volatility, so you're asking me the simple trade plan is to just bracket the market and wait for it to break out either way. Don't even pick a direction. There's static trading, static non-directional trading, volatility, static trading. Then there's, oh, I think the market's going to go up to here, so let's get in here and ride it to there. Or you could go to the Stapleton route, empowered trading. We're afraid to trade the market. We put in an entry where other people's targets are, and then we trade it back to where we're at or below or above. Depends what your personality is. You know, if you have to be in something, don't be in denial. Get into something. And then, but realize that, you know, there's other traders going to come in and out the market at different price levels. And there's no magic price level. The market doesn't say that the market doesn't see your 200-day moving average. You can't see it. It doesn't respect it. There's a lot of fallacies. Like the market is watching you. The market has respect. The market has no respect for a fib handle, for a moving average, for even your bank account. It has no respect for you. So to say it's just difficult for people to deal in that world. Now, if you've been to a university, you have to be social. You have to. This is really for, I'd say the best trader in the world is going to be a sociopath because he just doesn't give a fuck. And they hire these people. They screen for these people. You know, so they think, oh, these guys at the banks. No, they just have people that just good at following orders, or they're just, you know, they'll, like I said, the people that run the banks can see everybody's. They know who's good in a range market, and they know who's good in a trend market. So they pull the guys off that start getting clobbered because they're range traders. They bring the trend traders on staff. So they're hand-picking. They know what songs. They're like producing an album. They're like, yeah, no, this is going to be a hit. No, this is going to suck. And sometimes they get it wrong. How many albums have been produced where the guy says, oh, no, fuck that cut. And that cuts the hit, or the band hates the hit, right? The band's like Van Morrison doesn't want to play Brown Eyed Girl anymore, right? He's like, he'd rather kill himself. So he has, since he's a jazz player, he's able to do a different version of it, you know. He's a bitter old man. He's able to do a different version. So I'm the Van Morrison page. I'm a bitter old man. So, and here you can pick the time frame. I mean, not only are you picking here the buy stop, you're saying 15 minutes. 15 minutes. It's mechanical trading. It's emotionless because you've taken all your losses up front. I know I've got a 40 pip stop on this, which is really a 5 pip stop, and it's actually a 6. If the spread goes to 1, if the spread's at 1, this right here is guaranteed risk of 6 pips if I get stopped out. 6 or worse, right? but the market's not going anywhere. You have to realize when it's appropriate. This can buy 1 pip above with a 4 pip stop, but if you add this is 5, plus you add the spread, right? Now, I'm trying to make 8 pips. It looks like you're risking 4 to make 8, but you're not. This is what trading is. In fact, just staring at this for a while, have this up, write a trade plan. It's just a simple trade plan. So whether you've been to college or not, you'd be starting over from scratch here, just saying, well, what do I want to risk and how much do I want to make? And that's sadly it. Now, certainly there's no doubt you can open your eyes to a chart and see glorious indicators that look like, in hindsight, wow, look at this. But you have to realize not every sell has the same amount of target. It may be a sell that, hey, you know what, that was a good trade. I bought low. I bought the oscillator was smashing against the panel, and I got in. I made 20 pips. Next move might have been 80 pips. This is the problem. This is why you need at least 3 trade plans. You need a limit trade plan, a stop trade plan, and a market trade plan. You need to have the confirmation on entry. That's the retail goober entry. I'm speaking of a setup. I'm speaking, when you look at your screen, what do you do? What do you do when? Well, the market orders, in my opinion, should be used when the market's open, naturally. And if the market's down and you're bullish, every time it's down, this is a discount pullback. This is the oldest story in the book. You buy on pullbacks, you sell on pull-ups, right? Whatever you want to call it. That's all the market is. Now, the rest of that stuff, the people showing books and people sell courses on, is to get you to buy the course. Look at all the calls that Empower Trading has made. When they make a good call, they're like, check this. When they make a bad call, they don't say, man, what the fuck was I thinking? Right? They never say, like, listen, let's face it, we can't predict the market. We need a mechanical trade plan so you guys can pay for our $4,000 fucking dollar course. So that's the sad fact of it, right? It's like if you go to the gym, you're trying to get in shape, you got a personal trainer, you're paying them. If you're paying them, you're likely to do what they tell you, right? This is like, so I understand people that are going to these supposed gurus of trading and paying them because they think, hey, they must know. But it's never going to fit your lifestyle, because if you feel awkward about the trade, their style, you're just going to have to find something that fits you. And for me, it happened to be trading in a high resolution way instead of trading with instead of looking for an elephant and carrying around an elephant gun and looking for this big monster moving the market, I thought, well, you know what? If you're good at scalping, and this is when the market's open, you can trade market orders, or you can trade even limit orders, stop orders. This is how you're going to make money. Sure, there's a big move coming in 3 days, right? Fucking duh. I mean, they got 5 days ahead of you, right? So what do you think's going to happen this week? Market's either going to go up or down. Do you have a way to get into the market without blowing up the account? Sure. Baby steps, small, but your mind's saying, no, I want to make some big money. I want to get in. Show me do you have a good trade system? Yeah, I show them all the time, but you have to think. You have to have a trade plan for the next hour. If the market's up, will I sell, or am I going to chase it? If it's down, am I going to buy, or am I going to sell and hope that I'm on a trend? There's no other choice. Okay, so you got 10 minutes to the top of the hour here, so what else is there? There's nothing else, man. The rest of it's just fantasy shit. This harmonic scanner. I mean, seriously? This sounds like the guy that's calling for the end of the world on a certain day because of, I remember these guys were selling this gold on this, it's the so-and-so, and the numbers line up, and yeah, the Earth's flat too. Okay, got it. So I don't know. Maybe there's a flat earther watching it. Let's hope not, right? So trading's just so stupid and boring, and just it's just not glamorous. There's, even if you're making $1 million, you're just like, yeah, whatever. I mean, once you can buy everything you want, this is how people start to destroy themselves. I mean, look at this fucknut Johnny Depp. Completely off a cliff there, right? I mean, just why? Well, ego. Like Elvis, how does Elvis end up just totally driving it off a cliff? So you do that as a trader, you could just make ungodly amounts of money. We'll just blow it up. You know, so we all know how to make money trading. It's just this is hard work. You would just have to say, okay, I've got to accept this one order here. This is the trade plan right here. This is the boring shit. Nobody wants to look at this that I see out there. Nobody talks about trade plans. Let's talk about fucking Gartley patterns. It's so sick for people to suck people into trading with Fibonacci when if you just think about it for a couple days, you're like, no. Because if it worked, when you dragged it on the chart, it would just nail every fucking entry. Be like, look at that fucker. Jesus, fuck me. You know, fuck me with a wet spoon, right? Look at this thing, right? So, be realistic. Now here are 15 minutes. And this is also another thing, is this trade plan right here is psychologically based. I'm going to only risk for 15 minutes this one entry. What if I don't get filled? I can put in a hedge right now, so I'll be hedging symmetrically this week on this fucking demo with the shitty spreads they give me. It's not going to matter, because if I set the ratios to double your money or better, I might be flat. I actually might be out of, there'll be no fucking trades until I get filled, and then boom, I'm up. So we're gonna find out. You know, if you know how to make money in a 10 pip bounce, you just trade that all day, and you just load the fucking wagon, and you're just making like $500 per trade, right? You set all the tickets up in an array. So I'm talking trade. Another reason why it's difficult to understand what I'm saying is I'm not talking about one fucking trade. It's blowing people's minds. What are you gonna do? Oh, so let me tell you, you're gonna like be in a hedge and then in and out of. Yeah, why not? Sure, chaos is my friend. I'm not trying to tame the market with yeah, I can see the channels. Sure, we can all see a fucking channel. Anybody can draw a fucking channel. How do you trade it? Where's the trade plan for that channel? For moment by moment, blow by blow, we're touching the channel. What do we do? Do we buy? Based on we're touching the bottom of the channel. I planned this out in my mind's eye. And what if you were to buy in a 13.5 pip zone? How about 12.8 pip zone? You're in 40K. Okay. In 25 minutes, you just made 50 bucks. In 50 minutes, you just made 50 bucks. Is there a problem with that? Yeah, there's a problem with that. I want to trade that big fucking wave. I want to make $1,000 tonight. Okay, well, that trade's not available right now. That trade's coming tomorrow. And as I go up the keyboard, when I get to the key number, so what I've done is set all these steps. Like you can just look at it yourself. You can, I don't know how to blow through the scripts here. Here, I'll just show you the buy side. You can imagine sell side is the exact same thing. So I say close all windows. And here's how I check my trade plan on 10 keys straight across the board. Is I open up all of the, look, I'm making money on the sells, right? So let me put a buy stop in. I'm going to do just a buy stop. So if it goes up, how'd that go? Wait. I don't know if I got that key right. I don't see the order come in. Uh-oh. Okay, so it's waiting. The spread's too wide. See the spread 7 pips? This is what I'm talking about. The spread 7 pips. So we have to wait or kill that order. Because it's saying, hey, I'm going to put this in above the ask, and the ask is moving so big it just went up like 3 pips. Right? So we'd have to say, well, I'm going to buy this on limits, and I'm going to say kill the other script, and we'll have to wait for that to hourglass out and loop there. So in the meantime, we have to wait for our hourglass to go away. If we click it, it's just going to go gray on us, so we have to wait about 10 seconds here. We'll keep you from over trading. But this is double click. Like I said, double click trading is not, there it goes. So that's the buy limit grid coming in. That I set to 4 hours because I don't want to babysit this thing. So let me go through the array and show you the whole buy side of this. There's 10 tickets. So he just touch 2, hit enter, 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 go enter all the way down. So you've opened every script, and now we're going to take a look at the buy side of this, trade by trade. So we have this is the buy at the market. This is a progressive order. Now this could be anything you want. The time's not going to matter. And it's just going to buy a 10K at the market. It's going to buy a 1K here, a 2K, a 3K, a 4K. We're going to put a 6.5 pip stop, 5 pips apart. Here we're going to 2.5 pips apart on our take profits. Here you can see whatever you want to do here math-wise, right? So almost double your money, not quite. Break even at the top, but actually, you know, a little bit worse because of the spread. But these are not stop entries, so we're not chasing. We're going to buy big for the small target. We need to pad the account, and then we're going to one increment smaller for the next trade. This is not the holy grail, okay? You design this whatever currency. If you're trading the guppy, this needs to be set at like 25 pips, 20, 15, you know, 13 pips. You got to rewrite this, okay? The stuff's all published. You just open this up, and you put in your numbers, your own numbers. I don't want to be responsible. That's why I'm not selling anything. Somebody wants to blow up their account, go for it. Now the next one's going to be buy limits. We come in at 1 pip below, 1.5, 2.5, 5 pips, 10, 15, 5 pip gap here, 10. This is just a concept. This bank's 1K, 3K, 4K total, 6K. Add it up. I don't know what it adds up to. But add that up. Add up your total loss possible. I'm not going to do it because I don't give a fuck. I just know it's 15 pips. Fine with me. It's $1.50, right? $1.50 here. It's actually $4.50. $4.50. You're risking about maybe 20 bucks here. Maybe 50 bucks. I have no idea. Like I said, I just wrote this. I'm not going to fucking... If you want to do that, go for it. Now, this is where all the work comes in. I frankly just kind of looking at the demo account. I don't give a fuck. This is why I'm trading a demo. You have to test these concepts. There's a million fucking... I thought there was only one way to trade. I think this guy that can speak Japanese. The problem here is that he's thinking, okay, give me a simple trade plan and I'll get more complex later. They're all simple. This is the befuddling thing. Okay? This is where people really lose it. And I understand. I'm trying to lobotomize myself. I want to get down to, like, I just have a drill cup, and I'm happy. Okay, there's the old phrase about the Japanese guy that wishes his son is a fucking idiot. Because he can think, and now he's just miserable. He can see how things are, how they should be. This is the utopianness tearing at your soul of what things should be. What isn't what? But the Zeppelin figured that out. What is and what shall never be. See, Zeppelin was the one to bring the hammer down on the torture of unutopianism. So here we are in the trading thing, and this is going to be a 2-hour script here on key number 2. Now this is very critical. How long is this trade plan going to sit out here and just try to buy 2.5 fucking pips deep? Now you may not want that for 2 hours. That changes everything. But I don't care. It's a demo. So I'm actually want to see what happens if I get stopped out and lose 7.5 pips. I'm buying 2.5 pips deep with a 10 pip stop. Trying to make a measly fucking 2.5 pips. I'm sorry, 7.5 pips. This is above. If this was below, this could be below by 0. I would make 2.5. If this was just 0 plus 0 or 0. So how do you write this thing? This is looking to make 20 pips if we just pull back 1 pip. So this is obviously a trend trade. Tight stop. I'm risking 6.5 on paper. But it's a very small position. This is a 3K. Do I give a fuck if I get stopped out of a 3K here, right? I'm buying a 1.5 pip zone. So you have to picture this on the chart. When you pull that trigger, now this is why you trade a demo, because you could pull the fucking trigger and see just what that trade does. So here I'm going to buy at the market, and I'm going to buy on stops. So I'm going to go long. And these are scalps. Now you can see the here I gotta put a limit in here. Okay, so right here the market's been open for 1 hour. Now the spreads are tightening up. Other brokers are coming in line. Not every broker starts at the same time. Now I'm going to buy at the market. I'm going to buy in stops. Okay, so I'm going to buy some real money. Because in all essence right now the market's open. To put it mildly. I'm going to orientate everything to an uptrend right now. I could be wrong, and I'm actually short. I have some... I'm assuming I've still got those 3 original cells in here. Okay? But they're about to take profit. Oh, this one never took profit, see? So now, if you have more than one monitor, put up this on another monitor. This will have a vertical monitor that runs just pure orders. But here I'm doing a video. I have to combine everything in one screen. So I'm down $3. Now, this may be difficult for people that are trying to make $1 million bucks. They're like, how could, trust me, this could turn into $1,000 in 4 hours, up or down. So I've just got filled on my longs. And here we go. Right? We're looking for a spike up possibly. You know, it's 6 o'clock. We're open for business. Right? So if I double click this and take it, all right, see here, I don't even want to let them stop me out, right? Let them stop me out and I lose 5 cents. This is where all the money's made in the orders that you have in the market. It's hard to believe it. You would think it was from the harmonic scanner what makes your money, but no, unfortunately, the sad truth is, and I'm just going to let them stop me out of those. And this is another thing. Don't intervene on your trade plan. If you're trading like this, if you start a demo with a $10,000 balance and you want to test that system, all those scripts you wrote, do not intervene. If you have real money, inter-fucking-vene. Because if you're up $2,000, get the fuck out, right? If you're up $2,000 in 40 milliseconds, you want to get out of that trade. I don't care if you're a zillionaire, right? You just made $2,000. Now, hopefully your system already got out of that because you wrote it in the script, and the other $8,000 is going to go into as it blows out the high of the day. So this should be exciting. We get complete smash down here too. You come flying back. I'm in $152 in margin, roughly. Let's just say 60K. And markets are frisky. I'm looking at my other brokers. Everything's on fire tonight. So let's take a look inside this new broker. Now this is Uniglobe just tightened up their spread. We just went to 1 pip here. So if you're spread conscious, you're staring at this number at the upper right hand corner of the screen. The nice thing about the double clicks, you can take it down to here. You're going to save screen space. You know on the double clicks what's in your. See, to read the pip depth here, these are the limit drops. And I don't think I have any of those in here. I don't think, and these are progressive orders also. These are the evil martingale money-making system where it buys harder down here. There's a 4K down here. And this one I set to 4 hours. So we have the 2 hour, we have the market order, and total risk of hitting all 10 keys, you should write that down. But this is in at the market, this is in after 2 hours, and this is in after 8 hours, okay? But it's going to be 12 pips deep, 18, and then I made these even numbers. The odd numbers are on the other scripts, so we don't have too much duplication. Then here comes the buy stops. These are easy. I've got 9, I got 8 buy stop keys. So this is 15 minutes. Then we're going to go here, and this is going to be 30 minutes. It's going to be slightly smaller. Same stop. Everything's set to 1 pip above and below. A little bit more risk, 6 pips now. Then we go to 7 pip risk. I'm sorry, yeah, 7 pip. Now we go to 8. Now we go to 12 pip risk. Now we're going to get risky. 20 pip, 25, but we're trying to make 70 pips, see. 45 pips. And they're small, all 1Ks. 2K. 3K. 4K. 6. We're jumping the size there, and the shortest key, 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, 7. 7 stop keys. 1 at the market, 1 on a limit. This is just how I have it set up. This is not how you, how you want to envision the thing. Right? Why is this cut here? I don't know. I guess I hit the wrong key there. I must hit enter. I think I hit enter accidentally. Let's make sure that's going to compile. So I must have hit enter. I thought it was hitting the and actually I'd like to leave a gap here. I can't stand it when the fucking code's up against the wall. I can't get my cursor in there. Okay. So that's probably, I probably explained that too quickly, but what I'm saying is buy at the market, limit, stops. All stops across. You pick, each button has its own risk level. See, these are good ratios. This is double your money, and this is going to be double your money. This one's like almost triple your money. We're just not looking to get stopped out on 25 pips, though. Right. Okay, it's going up. I'm going to have to buy at the market and chase a little bit here. But I'm going to put the buy stops in. These are the scalps. And the targets are the blue. So I'm not going for anything bigger target than 12 pips here, as you can see. If I hit that key number 10, it looks like this. Here is the target up here in blue. I don't know if you can see it. So here's I just hit the last key, 25 to make 70 pips. So, but I want to be scalping out as it comes up into these. I just want to get the fuck out. I just really don't want to be. I want to be in, make about 50% of my money from scalps because I don't have patience for these markets. And that's just what I'm looking at. I'm just very crude. I'm just trading just lughead shit. We touched the 10-yard line. The market's aware of 10 pips. Whether there's a moving average there or not is just inconsequential. And from the trade system standpoint, you're in an uptrend. You only buy, okay, if this is going to make it. But see, as long as the ratios are good, it doesn't matter whether you're buyer or seller. It doesn't matter. I could be running sell stops right now to scalp a pullback of X. I'm up $1.70. Hello. I'm up $1.70. Now, I'm almost in a standard lot. Just on, of course, I bought at the market at 10K. Like if every time I hit this is a 10K. But you see, I'm only looking to make 5 pips on that. So, the guy who can speak Japanese here. This key number C1 and key number A1. That's the simplest trade plan to buy a 10K, scaled out, looking to make 5 fucking pips. Right? I just watched that Rumpelstiltskin guy somebody was talking about. Can you make 1 pip? Right? Can you make 1 pip? Well, he was afraid to pull the trigger. He was afraid to pull the trigger. You got to pull the trigger. Your gut feeling is going to tell you, oh, yep, we're going down. Oh, when you get the gut feeling, you have to have a gut feeling button. This is it, right? And if you have a gut feeling that it may go up, and you know when you're sleeping, you're going to want to sell up there. And if you're not there to babysit it, can you place a trade plan that will not blow up your account up in the ionosphere for a pullback? And once you run those mirrored, I'm running a mirrored on this, you'll know point blank, okay, you know what? Tonight, I want to sell up there. So I'm going to hit the 8-hour sell button again. And the market's moved. And it's actually going to lay the orders into different prices. That's the beauty of the double click, is that it's hard written. You can drag and drop it also. See, I'll drag and drop. Here's A3. I drop it on there, and there you go. It's different prices than the last drop by 5 pips. 8 hours layered in. So I'm building the sell side now on 8-hour limits. Set it and fucking forget it. It's going to sell heavier up here. Here's where they sell the pack of 3Ks. and the stop is soft. So there's various stops in here. If you want to take on the whole trade, here's the sell. You got to look at this aspect, the stops. 28 pips above the ask, because when you sell, the ask is your stop. Right? That's your stop. If you're selling this, your stops are based on the ask, just so that this includes the spread when you hit the button. If these are all set to bid and you can do it, then your math's going to be off a little bit. If it's a fixed pip broker, this is why people run EAs on a fixed pip broker with a bad spread, because EA is not going to less likely to fuck up the execution because the spread isn't all over the map. So when you come into Asia, you can trade a fixed pip broker with the EA or a script. So guaranteed I can run this. That's why I'm trading with a fixed pip wide 2 pips broker on the euro, because I'll get execution. The ECN, I got to wait for it to tighten up. I can play around with that, buy at the market, sell at the market. You have a bigger feeling of security if you trade one instrument across 10 brokers, or even 2, or even 1 for that matter. So you have this broad security comes from underlying security. They call it underlying security because it's the bedrock that you've built your house on. You see these houses, they're on a hill because they're sitting into they have pylons or something, right? This is the feeling of security is not in a good trade system. It's not blowing up your account. We're not losing too much money on one trading idea. So you constantly, hopefully, you don't find a trade system in this like, oh, there you are, right? You found a way to play guitar and you're just going to play bar chords the rest of your life, right? Mechanical trading is like a bar chord. Once you can have the strength to capo the whole neck with one finger, you just take that chord, you go up. You can't do that on keyboards, see? Keyboards you have to modulate. You can't just have this one pattern. You just drag your hand up and go incrementally. See, on a guitar, you just go up half step at a time and trade that same pattern. But you can't play, so I guess what I'm doing is jazz maybe, right? You can't play bar chords your whole life. Nobody wants to hear this uniformity. Too much uniformness is unstable, and it's not contoured to the way things are. Okay, we're going up against someone buy at the market. If I'm not in big enough. So this is the other criteria. How big am I in? Okay, I'm in too big. So because I just bought at the market. I bought 10K. So we have to wait for this thing. We're down 20 bucks. So do I put in a sell stop? Let me put in a couple sell stops because we have a top bottom. Right here, we're in a sell mode, right? We've gone up. The rule is if we're going up, we're selling. If it's going down, we're buying. So we'll put sell stops in here. We're going to hedge our bet. So we should have got out there. You see we missed the target there. See how it slammed up on the 10-yard line? Almost. So they just trapped everybody here. So I'm just trading. This is why I'm just trading. And I don't care. I don't care if I flunk out of school. That's all I'm saying. So that's a tough one. That was tough to actually want to flunk out of school. Admit that I wasn't a good student. I was not in denial. Don't want to be in denial. 4 hours says buy, though. So, obviously, right? So here's my pullback. This is the 2-hour order. And I'm going to, from the 4-hour perspective, and I'm going to launch the 8-hour order. Let's see, it's got a big fat buy here. This may be too tight of a cluster. But that's the 2-hour with the 2 hours on top of the 8-hour there, so it's not true. The hot spot's going to disappear because this is the one this is C3 key. I guess it is too tight there. That last button, that last part of the button, yeah, I've got this really kind of staggered. Okay, these are too close. So this has got to be I guess I didn't know if I had that turned on. Okay, so I guess I made a mistake there. I don't know if I have that turned on on the sell side. So I guess when I was editing this, I didn't see this bottom part, so this is pretty big. It's going to buy a 5K there. I have to bring up the sell side of that. So there's already a mistake in here. Yeah, see, I turned those off. Those big tickets. So let me turn that off and compile that. It's a big tail on here. It was hidden. That's why demo always, before you fly the plane, you need to make sure that the math makes sense. Because here I was duplicating those orders. So let me hit it again. This is what it looks like. I'll put the sell and the buys in now. So here's the sell key. This is A3, and here is C3. Right. So there's symmetrical trade plans. Here's the cluster of 3, and it starts to sell very heavy up here. And every time the market marches up, the market should go up. I can hit that sell key again, and it's going to layer them in even higher. So you're chasing, you're front running at a rate of change that the market's currently pounding at. So every hour you could hit that. And then 8 hours from now, that first one will peel away, and then it'll just continually have an 8-hour risk running in the buy and sell thing. So if I run the exact same script on another broker on another instrument, this is the way to do it, because now you can tell what's going on at the end of the day. Hey, is this thing working? Does this idea work? Buy low, sell high. Does this fucking idea work? I've heard about it. And you could actually not delete the objects and keep a running diary here. You could see that every 4 hours you hit it. You know, if you, like I say, if you have the MT4 over offshore sweatshop with people, you know, hitting this, or you threaten to send them to North Korea, you're hitting this button, and that you could see if they did it or not, because you can see the balls on the screen and go, okay, we won't get out the cattle prods. Looks like you're following the system. Looks like you believe. So I think we could pull back here. So I'm going to wait for I'm wait to get stopped out here, or I'm going to wait to get filled on more limits. I'm always bullish. I'm always looking for the market to go up. Here's another variation I wrote on the on this indicator. This is a very elaborate version. I didn't put the moving average on top. I should have to put the moving average on top of this. I don't know why I didn't put it on there. So, trend, moving average, 1 period. But see, this is too many colors. But I do like the when I make a fatter color, you get some really interesting effects here. Special effect trading. Okay, looks like we're going up. 15 minutes has gone by. Let's go to the 15-minute chart and see if we missed any entries. Okay, so we bought on these 2 pullbacks, and I'm just going to chase a little bit here and buy at the market. Another 10K, and a 1 scalp on a buy stop. That's an 8K and a 6K on key number C5. So when you look down at your keyboard and you're like, okay, these are the high risk buttons, these are low risk buttons, this is wide stop buttons. You just have like just a system. It's just mechanical. It's a system. Probably gonna trade. This thing will trade like 4 standard lots, maybe. It might get filled on here. Here's my buy limit key for 2 hours. Right, it's going down. Catch a falling knife. So it'll buy. I know the top of that's going to buy a 3K. And I just hit that button 3 times, so it's like a 10K. It's going to get in here. In and out of 10Ks, maybe 50K, maybe it's in 200K for a little bit. It comes down, fellas, but I certainly don't want to babysit this drama. The last thing, after watching the market go up and down repeatedly, here's the 8-hour script. So it looks like if I wait every hour it's down. I'm putting in this 8-hour, and I took out that the tail end of that thing. So see here, we're buying 10 pips apart all the way down. It's logical, right? Now it's down. If 5 minutes down, buy on a stop. Right? Buy at the market right now. Buy at the market. I'm just gonna. Oops, I just sold at the market. Sorry. So see that I'm not using any margin here, so I have to buy at the market extra. I just hit the sell key. I didn't look down. So we have to buy at the market here. Right? No brainer trade. Buy at the market. Now I'll buy on stops. These will be 1 pip above, which is not a great entry. Okay. 1 pip above, and I'm even going to put in the outlandish profit in there. So this is the system. It's down, you buy. It's up, you sell. Right? This is our sell. This is our buy. It's too crude. I understand. It's mind-bogglingly stupid. I don't get your system. Yeah, because it's just too dumb. It's just literally too dumb. So let's wait, see what happens. I should take off these bad tickets. I didn't mean to hit the sell button. So all these in here, how do I know? I'm pretty sure I wrote sell at the market here. If I turn off the commissions and turn on the commissions are 0. All these sell at the markets I just did, I want to get out. Right? All sells I want to get out of. I'm actually up on these trades. See this? I'm getting out of my, or I could hit the take all profits key. Right? Have any lingering sells behind? No. So I'm full long now. So let me buy at the market. Buy at stops. And the limits are going to last 2 hours. I got plenty of buy limits beneath me that could fill right now. So that's it. 5-minute chart. I'm ignoring the trading, the cloud, right? So you can block that out. You can set the indicator up to only show up on the, I don't know if anybody's aware of that little trick, that if you edit this indicator and you tell it, go to your indicator list and tell this indicator to only show up on certain time frames. Right. You can say, I only want to see this on the 4-hour time frame. Or I only want to see this on the 1-hour time frame. So here you go. Right. It's not there till you go here, and bango. Right. As soon as you change time frames, drops out. So you don't get, when you're looking at this chart, you're like, well, I don't want to, I'm just looking at this came down. I want to see they just broke out. So breakout traders are long on this, and we're up $12. 12 bucks. So we're, I'm just going to use the tail number here, 2,450. Right. Watch the margin, see if we're getting out of any winners. So I'll stop trading now and wait for this to make money. And then that, by the top of the hour coming up, we should be breaking through this or we're screwed. Okay, so this is the bottom of the hour, and we have buy stops because we have small ATR. You can put sell stops in, but I'm going to go long on this one. I'm in at the market. I'm going to buy one at the market before the break of this ledge. So I'm looking at the other brokers, and they're going up. So if I want the arbitrage, I can look at my faster broker feed and buy here. So I'm ahead by. Now that you can't see the millisecond on, you're directly connected to the platform. That's why you're seeing this ask vibrate. You're going directly through a platform, whereas on the other brokers, you'll see a server connection speed. About 3 brokers here that are just directly connected. But I can see the one that has the big servers, that I can see a different situation here. So 53 milliseconds on this other DNS server I'm looking at. You'll see their tick chart. So we need to get above the round number here. I'll be cashing out on the way to the round number, and I got my sell limits up there to consider. Now this is where I have to intervene. If it's real money, I'm going to come in here and say, okay, give me buy price, all my pendings, top to bottom. I need to find the buy stops, and the first sell limit above. I need to pluck this off. The timestamp's not right, but the names are right. These are sell limits. So the comments are not turned on the platform. You have to turn them on. No comments are not in the default. So high to low. Here's your sell limits. Pluck these off, and we'll start selling up here. Now I don't know which ones are 8 hours and which ones are 2 hours. But I know I want to sell up there, and we're making money into that. We're up $7. Are you sitting down? We're up $7, and we have the potential to get filled at the round number here. At the round number being the 10-yard line. It's round enough. At the 5-pip grid here, you'd be right here is 5 pips. But the nice thing about the 10-pip thing, if you have 10-pip stops, you know exactly, or 10-pip profits, you know, kind of just looking at this visually, you just, okay. I can see I only made 8 pips because we never made it to the 10-yard line. So we can still fill on limits here. I still have exposure for all these tickets that have not filled. And I can put in the 2-hour pendings. This way I'm going to staggered entries, keeping track, and if these depends how active a trader. If you want to babysit it, then you're going to make this maybe a 30-minute or 15-minute, and then you're going to have the next one that's going to be more shallow, but it's going to last for an hour. If you really see yourself trading every hour and coming to the chart and saying, okay, it's time to put in a trailing limit because I want to go long, but I want to buy the stop hunt. So the guy that can speak Japanese, I'm assuming he knows what a stop hunt is when people have stops in and the market starts to backfill harder than they thought, and they're like, holy fuck, I thought it was an uptrend and I'm getting smacked. Why did I just blow up the account? So that, but if you're angled in a way to look at that you want to be long, everything's geared on the long side. So here I'm underwater. I should take my $7 and ran, but I know I want to get long, and maybe this is a fake out breakout on the 5-minute. Maybe this isn't real. Now it just backed off. You hit the buy stop key again. 15 minutes. Now I know that's 15 minutes of exposure on that ball, and the other ones are 2 hours. So I'd be very careful not to hit orders that are really close to the market that last a really long time. If you know the risk of that button press, maybe you're okay with that. Now the spread here is just under a pip, and my other broker is sitting at 0.6. So you can see their spread, and if I can get a heads up on what's about to happen from my fastest servers. For free, unbelievable, just unbelievable. I mean, you would have had to pay. Reuters had this thing. If you paid them $200 a month, you could have a Reuters feed. I'm like, oh, Reuters, that's pretty cool. I can't even spell it. I mean, if you can't spell Reuters, you know it's got to be a good company, right? I look up this is before spell check. I'm on the interwebs and I'm typing in Reuters and I'm like, how do you spell that again? It's like Roto-Rooter. I think I typed in, ended up in this Women in Chains. Came across Women in Chains. I thought it was like a dating site. Apparently, these are women in jail. They have a release date, and some of them were hot, like heroin hot, right? So, but you know, like looking at it, going, "Geez, really, Women in Chains? That's a pretty cool name for a." It turns out, no, they're really in jail. I thought, what a clever name for a dating site. So everybody's naive, right? Everybody falls into the lion's den of the guru. Right. So I'm no guru. I'm just a pissed off trader. Right. That's my claim to fame. Angry at the world. Okay, so right here I'm just going to let those buy stop. Now if it's coming down here, what do? I buy. Buy stop, right? Buy low, sell high. You got to keep that in reference. We want to go long. Here's the 2-hour buy limit, which I shouldn't be hitting, but just to show you how you just got to keep plugging away here and hitting the damn keys. Buy stop. I'm running the exact same script on another broker. He's got a tighter spread right now, so I'm buying that. So I'm really spreading my risk tonight. And he's actually hardly in the market. This demo account, I'm trading very hard, so I really abuse the demo, and then my real money, I'm like, yeah, I like that trade. Yeah, looks good. And the nice thing is, psychologically, you're already in on the demo. You should have the dexterity. You should be able to. There's a thing called Go Screen. Although this guy seemed to get rid of the site, it's out there. I think Go Screen. There's multiple desktops. Get more than one monitor, or go down to the taskbar on Windows and click back to the other broker. It shouldn't be that hard. But I don't believe in one entry. I don't believe in one exit. So asking me, what's a simple trade plan and where do you take profits? I take profits everywhere, all along the way, all along the watchtower, right? Okay, we're going up, so I'm going to hold. I'm going to buy another real money buy. I'm going to chase it before the breakout. So I'm getting in before I perceive the breakout of the high of the day, really. We're going after the high of the day. As far as we know, this is the high. So we put in the low of the day. We have the high of the day. And we're buying at fair value. Or we're even selling at fair value. You could have sold here and bought back here. Plenty of trading to do before anything even starts. You could have made, right here, you could have made $1 million already. Trading big enough? You could have made $1 million on this bullshit. People say, oh, I don't trade that. I don't trade till Tuesday. I'm like, okay, you don't. I find people find a lot of excuses not to trade. Well, I don't trade because that, and I'm waiting for the news to come out, and I don't trade on Monday. I want to see what happens first, and let's see what happens. This is the disempowered trading approach. Let's see what happens. I don't see a setup right here. Oh, let's see if they hit my 618 on the Gartley. Oh, we got Cypher. We could get in there, but I don't know. I think we'll sell some more bullshit fucking trading courses to some fucking goobers. Yeah, that's a better idea. Okay, Jason, hey, call Akil and Greystone. We want to do another webinar on how not to trade. Capital preservation, man. I'm all about that. Okay, I'm trying to make a measly $200 on this demo. I'm getting in very big now. I'm about to fill my last. I see a buy stop 8K waiting pending for fill. 019er pending for fill. Yeah, so I like that thing that says order placed. What the fuck is that shit? Stop moved. You're in one position? Yeah, well, you know, it's a lot to manage mentally for me. I just it took me forever to pull the trigger on this 40 standard lots, but you should see what the scanner's saying. Scanners. Did anybody see the movie Scanners? We used to watch that on a loop when we were kids. Coming down the stairway, his head explodes. Talk about a budget movie. I mean, what a concept. I'm going to scan your brain until it blows up. Kaboom. Gray matter splattered all over the ceiling. Scanners. That's why I'd never trade the Gartley scanner, because I'm afraid my brain's going to blow up when the signal hits. They go, why is his brain scattered all over the screen? They go, well, you got too many setups on it. He got 8 currency signals all at once. The scanner's aligned, and he didn't realize there was a standing wave issue in the room that got so loud, and he stood in the middle like the ice from Batman. The ice guy, Mr. Freeze. He was standing on the wrong side of the room. Ruh-roh. I touched him and he just shattered. He was frozen. Sub-zero. Okay, we're up $26. Can I get a high five? We're up 20. We're winning. We're winning. I never trade on Mondays. No. I don't trade the Asians. I'm too good for the Asian session. Sydney Open. No. I'm waiting for my Gartley to fill. Yeah, I'm not a gambler. I'm a real trader, man. I analyze the markets. You know, the more I look at it, the more I like it. I do think it's good. And you can say what you will, but you're a dirty gambler is what you are. Son, you're a dirty gambler. Come here, you. I'm going to take you to school. I'm going to learn you a better way. You got to get more organized. You need a pencil sharpener. So we're looking to take out the high of the day by the top of the hour. I still got a couple pending traps here, and I don't like these. So I think these are too late of an entry. So I'm going to delete them. I don't want to get trapped at the 10-yard line. They're already trapping me here. So let me get rid of these buy stops. I don't know if they're going to be flashing on here because of the comments is turned on. So I don't have enough screen width, but if I turn the comments off, we'll be able to see the pendings flashing. When you get within 10 pips, depending on your broker, some are 5 pips. See the buy stops flashing. Let's take off the worst fill. And you can't see them because they're stacked up on the... this is the 4K. Now I know which key that was because I set that to... I'll let the 1Ks ride. These are the trend trades, and these are about... I'm sorry, I took out the buy stops. The buy limits are the 1Ks, and they're just below where we're at by 4 pips. So no exposure to... I'm not going to get trapped on any more trades. I will take on no more margin. This is critical. I'll take on no more margin than this right now, unless I get stopped out and refilled on the limits that are pending below me. So it's about exposure, and none of the take profits are turned on here. In the last video, I'm only showing my entries. These are my sell limits above, scattered out. I'm going to put another sell bank up there. I'm going to this is A3 key. I didn't fill that whole ticket because the broker just went offline. Here we go. So that is going to be scattered up a little bit higher, almost a duplication of the other one. Now, as we come up there, and you can perceive that you fucked up and you put in too many limits up there. But they're not very big in the beginning of this phase. The first 3 keys I know are 3K scattered out. So I'm up at 52 bucks. I could get out here and take my like 40 bucks and run, because I think I might take a hit earlier. So if I go to the 1 hour, here comes the Heikin-Ashi. No Heikin-Ashi in the half hour. I'm going to delete all the objects. We're just going to sit. Now, my sells come in above the high of last week. Last week's high. Actually, last week's high is right here. And this, I barely see it, this dotted vertical line. You need to turn that on. That's not turned on in MetaTrader. That's called show period separators. I don't show the grid because I have my own grid, which is just 10 pips. And a lot of sellers are going to come in up here. Now I could hand place grids on there too, right? In addition to my hotkeys. So who doesn't want to sell up here, right? I can just blindly throw shit up there now. 8 hours, right? This doesn't fucking matter. People think it matters. They really do. They really think their Fibonacci's really, really work. It doesn't. It's how big you get in at that Fibonacci handle. Or even if you get filled on it. It just wouldn't matter, right? This one's set to get in. Now this is the more elaborate Heikin-Ashi. More colors, more signals, more insanity, right? This is a slower, laggier thing, but you can see here it's a good buy. Here you're still in trend mode here, still in an uptrend. Obvious pullback into the cloud. Buy like a fucking whore, right? So I'm going to buy more at the market, and I'm going to try to trade this right into the top of the hour. 10-minute burst up, we get out, we take our money, we run. Up 60 bucks now. Wait till the top of the hour, see where we're at. We never took out the high of the day. I had a cash out up here, so I took everything off the table. I banked about 50 bucks. Now I'm on the 1 minute chart here. Big sell-off, I'm buying at the market. We just went out and stop hunted. Anybody that has stop here at the low of the session, right? At the low of the session, we buy here. Now we don't get that price, we get the white price. That's Bugs Bunny talk, the white price. Here's the buy limit key that's going to buy for 2 hours. It's going to buy here. So I did get in back in on limits. I dumped everything, cleared the decks, took the money and ran. Because I'm sitting here babysitting this damn thing, I can do it. So the spreads are a little bit wider in the yen. I'm trading the yen on another account. I'm testing this on another broker. I'm running the sells on the yen. Same template. I just went into the open the data folder here and just cloned the demo. So inside there, I was able to drag and drop everything in Hightail there. You'll see the scripts. I'm posting the scripts in Hightail for this way it's configured right now. Uniglobe's letting me trade inside the spread, so I'll never have a non-executable double click here unless the spread gets wide. But at this point in the day, we're still developing. We can still go lower, so we could give even better prices to come for the buyers. If I had hit the sell stop key, which I didn't, here's the sell stop. So you can see on the 1 minute chart that the trend is a little bit over exuberant. On the 5 minute chart, you can see it's just a burst up, a trap. So your sell limit pocket, vacuum's filled, sellers come in. We'll be buying down here for certain, so those are already placed. And now that it's crashing, I'm going to put the buy limits in front. Catch a falling knife. This is going to be the ripest area. This is fair value back at the starting gate. So I'm just trading what I see. And the bigger it's down, here's the 15. It's going sideways on the 15, right? Go figure, right? We're going to buy here for 2 hours. Buy that whole thing. If I was going to get fancy, I'd come in here and say, okay, I'm going to buy right there, fill in that missing blank, buy really hard below here, put in a dense order, I'll put in a 10K right here, right starting there. So 10K, buying every pip in a 10 pip window. 9 pip window, buy a 10K in a 9 pip window there. Now duplicate that ticket, just drop it slightly different. Okay. Now you got a 30K in. Right? Now you're buying quarter pips apart. This is going to be an iceberg order. It's 20 pip stop on this one. So you got your whole palette here. I've got, right, how can you fuck this up? You got 10K here with a 15 pip stop. Here's another one overlapped. 8 hours. Everybody's on 8 hours. Here's very Spartan, only a 3K and a 10 pip range. So 10 pip blocks. Okay, we're going to buy at the market now. It's oversold. We just got a trap. They just broke down. Trapping these guys. We got a double bottom on the 1 minute, and we're in a downtrend, so we're going to counter trend entry. Buy stops for the scalps. And we'll just lock in. We're assuming that this is a fake out. We're going to make that assumption. We're going to be very brave here and make that assumption. We're not going to wait for confirmation. Confirmation will be the buy stops if they fill on the way back up. Okay, buy stops, buy limits. So I'm buying this. I'm going to bracket the market on limits and stops. So no market orders till the end of 5 minutes. At the end of the hour, the end of the half hour, we're going to come into the half-hour pullback now. Coming back into the cloud, so to speak. This is where people get fucked. This chop, they get trapped on either leg of this. But we're going to go in with limits, and we're going to assume that there's going to be a possible retest of this price. I can hand place a very tight precision order. Now this could be a big giant order, but I can place it right here and get a nice entry at this low. So what I'm doing is I'm picking the low because the market has turned here. We know this is a major inverted hammer pivot. We're going to rebuy that. We're going to buy the retests of that. We don't know if we're going to be right. We'll put in a 20 pip stop to make 10 pips, which means if we got on down here with a 20 pip stop, our exits are going to be the floor, right? If your profit, if this is going to enter here and the profit's going to get out and make 10 pips, which is what's going on here. Maybe I didn't explain this to the people, but this is a 0 pip range, right? This is one handle. It's going to buy a 1K for 8 hours with a 20 pip stop to make 10. You're risking $2 to make $1. Same thing here. You risk $4 to make $2, but you're more likely to make your $2 than you are to get stopped out. Whereas here, you're saying, oh, I'm so good at trading, I'm going to put a 10 pip stop to make 20 pips. And on. I'll risk 12 to make this, and risk $4 to make 5 approximately. It's not exact. So you're off the hook psychologically. I'm going to risk $4 to make, this is better than a lottery ticket, $4 to make $2. $4 to make $2. Looking for a bounce to where we're at now. If we ever fell in this hole and you started stacking up all these tickets right at the 10-yard line for the scalp, for whatever have you, just trying to make 10 pips, which is actually a lot. These are kind of actually greedy. You risk 20 to make 10. Now you can make this risk 8 to make 5. You just click on it. It opens up. Very top here are your settings. Stop loss. Plain as fucking day. It's all there. The first thing is name your trade plan. So you'd name it first and then you would edit it because you don't want to edit, save, and then you're like, holy shit. You have to restart. You have to start over because you just named it wrong. It means you have to go with the name first. Then write to the title. Write to the name of your trade plan. And maybe you want to make it bigger, right? But I suggest that you take the extra time, buy a high-end cursor, whatever you need to do to make it easy to just, if you were an artist, you wouldn't think twice of going back to the palette to get another dab of color had you ran out, or add water to your brush. Of course, I know you don't have to do that in the digital world because you can just draw endlessly on a tablet and do digital art all day long without running out of ink. So that's what we're doing here. We're digital drawing without having to get real water to make watercolor. If anybody paints. So that's all I'm doing. And I'm just saying I'm going to paint the chart with orders. And I don't know if they're going to turn out. I know one thing is that at the end of 30 minutes here, I'm going to buy at the market without question. And I've got limits. So if I fill in the limits as we come to the bottom hour, you know what? If I already reached my margin level for the day, okay, so I'm buying at the market. I'm going to buy before the actual. So I'm going to buy in real money. I'm going to buy more. I'm going to add to my position. This is the half-hour pullback. We had okay to buy. We were okay to buy here this last pullback. We bought this last one, which was actually a top becoming a bottom, believe it or not. If we close up now, that'll make this almost a top-bottom setup. So we're getting in before the setup. We're getting in on the stop hunt here. How do we know it's a stop hunt? Because once it stopped these people out, it immediately went the other way. That's telling you something. If I see another guy say, look at these wicks, it's rejecting. Okay, you want to get in at that point. That's your fucking signal. Stop telling me about, oh, how many times retested. Those are 3 range trades you missed, okay? Like, what the fuck? You missed 3 range trades. Well, I wasn't taught like that. I mean, what they teach us is like we have to wait to make sure we're really, really going up, and then we buy. Yeah, I know. Wait for your moving averages to cross over, right? Your lagging fucking picture of reality. Who drives a car like that? Well, you know, the speedometer, we just came to a stop, and it's like, you know, we were speeding. Wait, they're playing back. The speedometer's playing back what you just did like a half hour ago. Hey, look, we were speeding back there, buddy. What the fuck? So, really? The 15 minutes says it's in an uptrend because it's got this trailing cloud. We're in the cloud. Here's the half hour. Here's the 1 hour. We're still in an uptrend. You cannot, I mean, here you could have sold, but you would have got, so you can't just blindly sell. You have to sell when it comes back into the cloud. So here's their sell. You don't want to sell here. But every hour, you know that you missed this entry. You weren't awake, whatever, you missed it. Nice, easy pips there. But then your counter, you have to be a contrarian. Every time it's down, you buy. Every time it's down, you buy. Down, you buy. 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 You don't buy when it's going up. Right? I'm done buying. At the end of this half hour, okay, we're going to just about to update the half hour. Okay, half hour's here, right? I got an atomic clock. You went down, you had to buy. You have no choice here. Whether it stops, whether it's on limits tight, you got to buy. So I'm going to buy 10Ks. I think I just bought like 50K there. I just kept on nailing the buy key. So all of a sudden I'm in this scalp. 5 pip targets. 5 pip targets. So I can make the account metrics look really good because I'm going to go with my intuition that we could be going up here. The bears are getting scared. They're looking at the fact we're only 13 pips from the high of the week. As soon as we cross this line here, can anybody see this is going to be high drama? We're going to start selling up into that, and I'm just going to throw limit grids up there because I don't have any scripts written. I mean, I don't want to hit the hotkeys. So it's not an all or nothing world. We can still throw limits up here going, yeah, we'd sell up there. I'd sell up there all day long, right? All night long, 8 hours, this is like 100 pips north. And we didn't even fill that. But when Europe opens, don't forget, the stock market could open up, gap down, right? You're going to see some drama coming. I don't want to sound like these fucking flat earth people or these X-22 report motherfuckers, but there's going to be drama coming. No doubt. Especially if North Korea, when they start to fill, they dump the dollar because they're like, oh my God, you guys are going to bomb North Korea. It wouldn't matter really. All it's going to do is there's always drama. So it's not like, that's not the cause and effect. The cause for the effect of the rally of the euro dollar is this big fucking vacuum. That's all the cause is. Now people will interpret that based on, oh, you know, that's because of this and because of that, and you know that guy over there is getting banged with the fucking dry, you know, baseball bat. I mean, that's what's going to be the news, right? We have to build the story to fit, because nobody wants to hear that Kennedy was just shot by a guy, right? It has to be a conspiracy. You know, Occam Razor argument is the argument from reality is just truth is stranger than fiction. So the markets are just amazingly, and I see the dollar yen's going up. So far the dollar yen's going up, and the euro against the dollar is going up. That seems to be the trade this week. Of course, everything could turn on a dime next week, but so we're waiting for Goodell again on this one, waiting for the market to prove us right. And we miss, if you hadn't bought on that half-hour pullback, you know, that was a signal. Down, slightly down. It's flirting with, we keep banging on close at the 10-yard line, even though we wicked 8 pips into the 10-yard line. So we're going to wait again. I'm getting filled on my buy stops now. We've had a 5-minute pullback. The 5-minute traders are going to take the ball. This was the big stop hunt. Okay, this was the trap entry. We had to buy there. This was the 1-minute double bottom, which turned into a triple bottom head and shoulders. As it's coming down the downtrend, we're going to get in before the Akinashi cloud realizes, right? Now this is, you know, just a bunch of layered. I just threw a bunch of shit in there. You can build any kind of color array you want. I can see this might be actually the debugged version of this thing, but I still haven't hunted down the bug version. But this is just a quick and dirty. Here's your top, become a bottom on the 1 minute, with the cloud supporting right there. But we should be cashing out of something right now because we're up against resistance on the 1 minute. And so you have a little bit of a picture of trend here, and this is when the beginning of the new trend there. The 5 minute, it's a different story, you know. According to 5 minute, we should be short because it's in blue. Here, I really don't see a color behind this, but the last known price pulse was up. Here, last known price. Here we're kind of in the cloud. 4 hour, we're definitely in the cloud in the 4 hour color. So whatever rule system you have to have, this one has a color behind it. You can fatten these candles up a little bit. If you look at this, look, it's definitely uptrend here. Condense it so the color jumps out a little more. Still in the uptrend, we could pull back here. Get a vicious pullback still. Everybody's aware of the fact we're going up. And if it doesn't go up, then sellers will come in. If it starts to stall, people that are long will get spooked, they'll get out. Right, let's just assume that somebody thinks this is the top right now. Sellers are going to come in at that 10-yard line on the 1 hour. So we know that, right? I think everybody's aware of that. So, and what does your ATR say in the 5 minutes? So your 5-minute scalpers, maybe they got out. They bought the trap down here. This is the 5-minute chart. They bought that and they were already out. Right, they're already out. They took the 3 pips and ran. Now we're buying buy like a goober here on a buy stop. If we take out this 5-minute bar, and here's my buy limits for 2 hours sitting there. So I'm in pretty big right now. I think I scalped out of a baby position right here. But I'm up. I'm up on the day by about $100. I'm up $100. So it's a 24, or I'm up either a 50 or $100. Up $13 right now. Still waiting to get filled on at 16K up here. So now I can put the trend trades in here. A little higher risk. Buy stop, the smaller tickets here, and these are just 1Ks that are going to try to make 75 pips. Realizing that I'm kind of, when you look at the 5-minute, you can see that you missed the grand opportunity to really load up here. So depending on how much you want to donate to the chase, because you are going to have to chase sometimes because there is no better available price. And it doesn't look like a chase on the 30-minute. You can rationalize it on the 30-minute and say, well, you know what, it breaks this. This is where your rationalization could come in handy. Oh, look, it hasn't taken out this vacuum yet. So that's even before it tries to go take out the high of last week. So first we have to take out the high of today, which we're really close to doing. So it's approach avoidance. We did take out the high of the day, believe it or not, but that was the trap. That was the seller's trap. This is the secret of trading. See? Trap and rape. Trap and rape. Okay? Get what's going on here? This is why people are losing. Oh yeah, I got it at the high of the day because I had confirmation we were going up. I'm like, okay, but you missed the entry here. So for people that have read books, we're doing the opposite here. We know that's where we know that if it's going up, but we have to be, the market's perverse. The market's not going to go the way it says in the book. How do you assess this pullback? Look at this. We have to buy this pullback on either on a limit. So here's my limit key, and here's my buy on a stop key. So as soon as the move is in your direction, the move's over. This is the hard thing, is it's constantly, you know what? It's going up. Get the fuck out. It's going down. Bye. People say, how can you do that? How can you not? You don't have a choice. You can't buy. If you buy high, you're buying strength. Like, how does this work out? Explain this to me. Big move up. Let's buy. It's very strong. Okay. I just got stopped out. I bought. No, you got to buy this low. Right, you got to buy that low. You got to buy this one, you're in a 3K. You got buy limits here. If you're lucky, they filled you. If the spread was tight enough, they filled you. Right now, the spread is this. There's the spread. Put up a 1 pip grid and a 10 pip fat grid and just trade to try to make 8 pips on a standard lot. $80. Want to make $80 an hour? You can make $80 an hour trading standard lots. Spread over, you hit a button and it's buying 10 Ks 1 pip apart, right? You can only imagine that trade. All it has to do is retrace to here, boom. You just made 50 bucks. In 15 minutes, maybe. Hey, you can make $100 an hour trading. Just do the math. Get ready to pull that button. You know exactly what that button costs. You should be able to. You have to be a geek. You have to be an MT4 geek, I suppose, right? You know a button that you hit, this button, and it's going to throw in that. Or you're going to drag this over and just say, you know what, I'll buy a 10K right here. I'm going to buy a 5K right here. Everything down, 5K here. Just be like this. Hang it. You know, you're going to buy it down there. It's so fucking obvious. Who's not buying if it comes down? What if it's going to go down, 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 down? Okay, don't trade, right? Stop trading. Reassess reality. Step away from the bottle. So I'm getting filled on limits. Now I'm so sure that we're going to go up and put buy stops on top now. Buy stops on top. I mean, yeah, buy stops on top here that last 15 minutes though. Waiting for 5 minutes to go by. So you're excited, you think it's going up, you buy, they trap you. It's coming down. This is when you got to buy. Going up. That's why I cashed out here. I cashed out on the trap. Even though I'm long, and even in the end of the day, we could be up 500 pips, it doesn't matter. I've got to constantly be making money. Or why the fuck am I trading? I'm not going to be one of these goober trend traders that get in some big fucking position and babysit it like a bad relationship and watch my equity swing over the fucking map. I can't live like that. If you can, more power to you. It's like trying to walk around with a boat anchor hanging off your connected to your whatever. You're dragging a boat anchor, right? Boat anchor. So we're going to wait one more minute here, and we're going to pull the trigger on the 15-minute chart. Look at the 15-minute trade. It's in the cloud. It's pulled back. We have a top bottom. All right. This is the top becoming a bottom on the 15. We buy at the market. Buy at the market because it's down on the 15. And I got just a pant load of limits in here. So we have to let this play out because I just put in so many limits in there. It's ungodly. So here's where I say, you know what? My margin's maxed out. Let's let it play out. I'm only showing my entries. I'm underwater on the very top tickets here. From the pullback in the 1Ks on the hot key this is C2 key. Anybody following at home, what I'm posting is the actual that I'm really trading here. This is C2 key, this is C3, and these are the actual limit drops I'm dropping, like this. I don't even know what the ratios are on that. Here, risk 20 to make 10. I know this one, risk 20 to make 10. High probability trade. Just keep putting them in here. Put in $1 million position here. How hard can it be, right? How hard can this be? You can't just buy down there. Okay, we're going to try that. We're going to try what you're not supposed to be able to do. Let's prove everybody wrong, and let's just say that all the good prices are below us if we're buyer, and all the good prices above us, all the sellers good, their best price is above us. They're going to wish they sold higher, and the bulls are going to wish they bought lower. They're going to wish. They're going to look at that 1 minute chart and they're going to say, "Man, I wish I could get in down here." Well, you can. We could do it all over again, like. Real, go back, Jack, do it again. So we're going to do that. Another buy stop. So 8K above here on the 1 minute fractal. We know this is a fractal because it closed down. We don't need a fractal indicator to tell us that this is a fucking peak. So I'm really, but the cloud, right? We're in downtrend. We got to counter enter this now. Now I buy at the market. They just stop hunted this guy in the 1 minute chart. I want that. That's where we wanted to get in. So getting in as big as we can, dense as we can for these moves. I'm babysitting it. I'm going to sit here all night and make money. Right? Good old-fashioned hard work. Here, we want to stop buying now. If this is the pullback on the 1 minute, because it's downtrend blue, how can I actually say buy? Here, fair value of the contention zone. We've trapped this motherfucker and we've trapped this motherfucker, right? Trap City. They're both crippled. They're both like, holy shit. Now we're at fair value. We have low ATRs. We could take a risk and buy at the market with a stop down here. But this is why you can't trade one ticket, in my opinion. You have to build in and out, scale in and out of the market, and let the market thread the needle. Let the market thread your scripts. I'm selling the, the dollar yen's going up right now. So here's the other broker, same scripts. Here's a spread. These are the current spreads now, most brokers. Half a pip. Of course, this will get tighter and wider on the yen as opposed to this. So see, this is wide, this is the tightest. This goes to zero, this broker. This is trade-wise. This goes to zero. So these brokers do exist. I know people have been living, apparently people just have a broker and they're like, hey, I'm lucky I have a broker. But I look on the internet all the time at everything on the internet. So I've been living on the internet apparently. All this stuff exists. It's just loading the demo. Make sure that you can trade your scripts, open an account, and drive a Ferrari, right? That's how you make money. You make money by trading, not by analyzing, not by taking courses, because you're going to have to develop your own view of reality. That if it's going down, you probably want to buy. Now, here's the tick chart for the yen. So here I have the buy limits here. I've also got all the limit order grids I can throw in here tonight to buy a bounce. But now I'm not going to make as much money in this broker because I'm trying to do two things at once. Where I can manage the euro up here on the 4-hour, whereas this is a little bit like, okay, well, obviously I want to buy this one if it sells off also. So I'm going to say I'll buy the new lows here. Take the cursor right to the bottom of that because you want to buy low here. I didn't import the hotkeys, so I have to go down to delete all objects here. So here I'm going to put in right on the cursor starts here. We know we want to buy new lows down here. And without duplicating, this is a logarithmic order, so you see it gets fatter at the bottom. The way the tickets come in. Here's another overlaid logarithmic with, you're just going to get in denser at the bottom. Okay, we're looking for a rally here, so I'm going to buy at the market. This is the tick chart for the euro. We got a head and shoulders on the tick chart. Let's buy. Right. So I'm buying on this account. Oh, wrong key. The hotkeys aren't programmed here, so here's the double click. This is a 10K at the market. Spread is 0.2 pips here at this broker. Right, this is trade-wise. Now, here we go. We're about to get to the 112, the magic 112. Let's go back to the other account. And we're going to let this go. We're in like about 5 standard lots here. Scalp out. Trying to make $100 here. We pop through the roof here. Let this sit and wait now. Top of the hour is coming. Coming into Asia. Psychosis could kick in here. We've written the psychotic trade plans. for running it for $40.